Hi everyone, in this video we are going to show you how to assemble and prepare an SCSm2 Paralock differential. This is the 2014 lightweight version, which is better compared to last year's. And the reason we're doing this, other than by request, is because the 2014 differentials come not fully assembled, so you have to do a fair amount of assembly yourself, and it can be a little bit tricky.
Right, this is all the parts you get. The two diffs do come together, so it's only a matter of just undoing the 3 screws. You've got a left hand side which is actually marked. As you can see, there's an L for the left, which is the diff gear side, and the right hand side, which is the adjusting screw side. I always start on the right hand side, take out that, take out that, and the hardest thing, now this is tricky, you've got to get in the adjusting screw, because you need the sealing washer and you need a washer, which is very, very difficult to line up. Then you have the nut, which again is a bit tricky to get on. Right, you need to knit this up just so that you've got a little bit of compression in the O-ring. It just stops the oil from coming out, so you can feel it. It's too loose.
So basically you don't want to squeeze the O-ring, you just want to, so to speak, tighten it.
Let's see, I'll tell you what, before I do that, we need to put in the... Right, this is the ramp adjuster, and it has to go in. It's the flat bun.
So it goes in how?
Right, okay, it goes up against this and it gets adjusted like that, and as you pull it towards you, it lifts up so that it can lock in the right position.
Okay.
So that's the position it goes in, just there. Now you need to do this nut up so that it compresses the O-ring a little bit. So I can feel the pressure on that, so I know it's locked up. And as you can see that moving now, so we need to release that. Okay, that's now set. Right, the next part you put in is this piece, which goes that way round, and then you have that. As you can see, there's a shape on it, and that gives you a rocking movement, and that you want it so that it has your adjustable.
So the flat side is on top?
Yes. Then you put a spacer in. Just put one shim in to start with.
They're all the same, those 3 shims there, yeah?
No, that one's a thinner one.
That's the thinner one, but those 3 are the same. Grand.
And then your disc, your braking disc. And then we put our cover back in. Now the important thing is, with this, when it's in, you make sure that it's below that lip, which it is. It's just below the lip. Okay. Then we get one of these gears in a square and line it up.
Does it matter what gear it is?
Nope. Okay. And put in your drive shaft. Line up. Right, okay, so that's one side. Now, what you need to line up now is these are the 3 pinholes. One there, one there, one there. You need to move this around. See that one lines up and that one lines up. Now, there's only one position. If I go, let's say, to that one, they don't line up. One's there, one's there. So you have to turn it until they all line up. 1, 2, 3. Then you can put in your 3 pins. 1, 2, and 3. Now, if you focus in, if you have a very careful look, these are the ramp numbers. You've got 1, 2, 3 dots there. That line there, across there, is your ramp 3. Then you have 2 dots there, and that one there is your ramp 2. 1 dot there, and that's your ramp 1. And I'm going to set this for ramp 1, which is always best to start off with ramp 1. So I'm going to have the centre shaft going on.
And
ramp
the
1.
lower the ramp setting, the less
Harsh
vicious
Yep.
it is.
So to build the ramp, the middle gears, all you've got is your shaft, 2 gears, these 2 plates with the cone on the outside, there. And then with those pointing downwards, we line up with number 1, which is this one. Right, there are those gears now on the ramp 1 setting. Okay, then we move to the other side, which is pretty much the same. Okay, so you need a shim, maybe 2, I don't know. We'll try 1 and a small one and see what the settings are like. Then we need braking disc, top plate, press it down. Now that, as you can see, it's way too high. That's pretty good. Square gear. Drive shaft. Now again, we need to line up the locating holes. That one's lined up there, that one isn't, so we go 1 more. That one's lined up, that one isn't. Bring it round to the next one. That's lined up, that's lined up, and that's lined up. Now, what I find next to do is if you take 1 pin out, which we're taking the pin there where you got, that's number 1, that's number 2, that's number 3.
To the hole, essentially.
That's with no markings, no dots on that one. So there's 1, there's 2, and there's 3. So we put the pinhole, that's when we locate up with that one. You've then got your casing seal, which we can put over here. what we do now is turn. We got the pin at the top and the hole at the top. It's just a matter now of lining up the pins in the right place. Right, there we have it, put together. As you can feel, it's quite free.
And it can be quite tricky putting those those two pieces together.
Now, we can put the screws in. Always a tiny bit of thread lock in the screws. Just nip them up gradually, a little bit at a time, just to make sure you haven't got the gear locked. Final lock. Still nice and free. Now, the adjuster, if we screw this clockwise, it actually tightens up that too tight. Now I'll show you on the car how to set the diff. Once you've built that diff, you can then put on the ring gear. Like so, a little bit of thread lock. Now you might want to change the ring gear to suit your car. And after you've done that, pull off one end and you put in with the syringe 15 millilitres of oil. It's a good starting point.
What happens if you put more in? What happens if you put less in?
If you put less in, the diff is more aggressive. If you put slightly more in, the diff will be softer. We found that 15 mil is a happy medium. It works well. So here we are. We've now got the oil in the diff. The diff's in the car. What I do suggest is that you bed the diff in on a previous video of how we bedded in our diff and engine. Try and get a bit of warmth in the diff as well. This adjustment is usually, you'll need to do this after you've done a couple of laps, because when the diff warms up and beds in, you can set it properly. But what you're looking for is on this adjuster here, when you spin this wheel quickly, this wheel should go back about 20 mil, then move like so. And you see, if I adjust it, if I loosen this, it goes back way too far and it doesn't move forward. See, so it's going back, but it's not moving forward. But if I have it too tight, it's only going forward, so it's not kicking back. So it makes it too aggressive. So you need to get the setting.
And what is the result of this on the track in terms of the performance of the
On the
diff?
track, if you have it too loose, the diff won't lock, so you'll get diff out. If you have it too tight, the diff will stay locked and it will lock too much and the back end will be all over the place.
And also you'll have more push coming out of the corner as well.
So that is a perfect setting. It's going back about 10-20 mil. That's how you set it.